All right.
I remember doing thoughts. So Steve, if you'd be so
Yeah,
kind
I'm
as to take
thinking-
notes until Jeff gets here.
Yeah.
Will do. I didn't bring the whole Zoom call thing set up, but it's all the stuff that we've done before. Can you hear okay, Faith?
Well, my knees are shot. I'm supposed to see Tom Brady's knee specialist in a couple weeks.
Oh, can you hear us all right though?
Huh?
Hear us?
I think his name is Talmud.
No, can you hear us?
Oh, can I hear you? Yes, I have a harder time hearing Steve, but I can definitely hear you, Steve. I have a hard time hearing Steve Walker because he's farther away.
That's because I taught 7th grade for way too many years.
Yeah.
Joe, can you slide the computer down more towards Jeff's face? That's closer to us.
Pete, you look spiffy in that shirt.
All right, it's a spiffy night. Do this, we can get a
Put
little
all
bit
three
of
of us on
me.
Okay, can you hear me now,
If you lean
Faith?
in a little bit.
Yes, I can.
There you
Okay,
go. All we need is a little bit. Is that better?
Yeah.
we'll open this public access cable committee meeting. The time is 6:15. There's some confusion over the Zoom time, so Jeff may yet join us, but I need to do the roll call. So when I call your name, tell me if you're here. This is kind of dumb. Pete,
Here.
good. Steve,
Here.
Faith,
Here.
Jeff, not here at this point. And me, I'm here. Hi, Steve. So, any public comments? Any public?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had supper with Dave McDonald this week,
Oh,
who had a lot of comments, but I think I'd rather save him for places where they come, because he's not actually here.
Yeah.
Are public comments supposed to be made directly by the public?
the committee
Or the
can
committee
make
member.
public comments.
Committee members can make public comments.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd rather save him for where they come up. He
Okay.
has several things.
Is it under review and approve? No, is it under
It's-
managers?
Mostly
discussion?
under the new studio space.
So it's part of, then that's fine.
Okay, save it for that.
And then,
Okay,
and there's gonna be some place where we can have committee member comments too, right?
that's right here.
But we do
that's-
that under public.
I do.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay.
Some divide it into committee member, public comment.
Okay, I have a
and public.
comment then.
Okay,
Two different people in talking about my show said we have no way of knowing when it's on, and suggested that we have a daily slide to tell what's on Channel 9. Is that possible to do?
We used to have one, and then when the drive failed, we lost a lot of the Castus programming that I had created.
Mhm.
So I can go back and create coming up next
oh,
slide.
so do you mean on like the
Like-
bulletin board or do you mean
No,
on the
no,
web?
on at 9 o'clock, a slide comes up that says, this is Monday's program.
Oh, so that's bulletin board essentially, but
Bulletin board.
you did something with Travis who linked your Castus schedule through to a screen. software.
Well, yes, I worked with the executive director over in Pepperell. He showed me how to do it.
Okay,
And I can meet with him again because I don't remember how.
yeah,
Like, one guy said, well, when are the band concerts on? When can I see them?
yeah,
When can I see graduation? Because they started out asking when my show was on. and
okay,
I said, well, but there was some way, I know they do it in Drake,
Right,
because I saw it up there.
Yeah.
Almost on every hour, just for maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Comes up and see the program for the whole day.
Yeah.
And then what are you looking for?
yeah, we used to have it,
Did,
we
but
did, yeah.
I need to redo it.
I think that'd be a good
Okay.
idea.
Good with that, Joe?
Pardon?
You good with that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
So any further public comments? I guess in the hope that Jeff will show up, maybe he thought it was 6:30. We can,
Do you want to,
oh, actually, no, I have one other public comment. just because I've had an email from Elaine Peterson from Heather Lemieux, in fact. And if we get communications before I can do anything with them, I need to bring them through the committee. So it starts off, "Hi, Steve." I assume it's me because she sent it to me. There's somebody called Roy Hall on Pine Grove Road is having trouble with Comcast. His service is poor. He has trouble with the internet, especially since his nephew had to do schoolwork via Zoom. He's reached out several times to Comcast and they treat each call as if it's the first time he called about the problem. He noted he gets his landline from Verizon in Fitchburg, but can't get Fios. If you'd like to talk to him, his phone number, and I have his email. Is this something Public Access Cable Committee can assist with? And the real problem is, it's not up to us except for one minor piece. And that's just that I was on the Cable Advisory Committee and the contract is set up. Most of these people want to know why we don't have Verizon doing video and internet. I was on that committee and the contract is set up that it's not exclusive to Comcast. If some other provider wants to come into Lunenburg, they can, as long as their terms are not less onerous than the ones we put on Comcast. So as long as everyone here is okay with me calling him and just having that piece of the conversation.
You must know
that's
him,
all I
don't you,
do.
Steve?
Oh, I know Roy.
I
I had
do?
him in school.
I did too.
Pine Grove Road, does anyone know where that is?
Stone Lake, I think it goes.
Oh, it's Hickory Hills. Oh, not Hickory Hills, but so they cause so much trouble. Oh, picnic, right. So if he's okay with that, I will give him a call and just discuss that element of it. But I have nothing to tell him because we are merely a client of Comcast for sending out.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, it would set a dangerous precedent if we try to do liaison between us, the customers and Comcast. That's not our job.
Absolutely. And trust me, I don't want to even think of doing that. So,
Yeah, so let Heather know that that's not what we do,
yeah.
please.
Okay, that's my public comment. So I guess we can review and approve minutes without Jeff being here because he wrote them.
There were some typos,
Yeah,
but
Sure.
okay, would you care to leave this? If you've got them, I had a quick glance through them. Because we do May the 3rd.
May 1st.
Please, 3rd, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, May 1st.
there's only
very
one
good.
on this one. Under whatever these headings are,
Yeah,
a new monthly news program is in the process of being developed. It should be a past tense
Oh.
there.
you mean bullet 4.
I can hardly hear, but were you adding a D to developed?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
I taught
The
English.
The other one I was surprised at, it looks like some autocorrect did something because I don't get the meaning of it. It was the last meeting.
Oh,
June.
And we're doing May
We're
right
doing
now.
May.
Yeah.
We're doing May first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm thinking of June.
Yeah, we'll do June in just a second.
Okay.
Have any further?
That was the only one in May.
I move to accept the May minutes as
Amended.
amended.
Second.
Good word. Any further discussion? Hearing none? All those in favor say
Aye.
I,
excellent.
Now in June,
So that was accepted.
June,
June, yeah,
excused absence Faith is not listed there,
she wasn't there.
but it says her name was not there. Just an
Oh,
excused
excused
absence,
absence.
colon, there's just a colon.
Okay,
So you need to write the name in.
Yep.
Okay, halfway down, like to hire one, but need to get approval from the personal committee. I think that might be personnel.
Yes. Where was that one?
The Middle.
Mhm.
Two seniors,
Middle
two
bullet?
senior-
Oh, senior videographers. Personal committee is an interesting concept.
And then right below it, there's no need for an apostrophe after graduation.
Right.
And I have a question about one. Maybe Joe can answer. A legislative overview meeting will be held this month for rights of way. What's that mean?
That's the legislation for mass access getting streaming revenue.
Oh, okay.
I missed the meeting.
I
Yes,
don't
I
know where
do know
that
what it was.
stands as we're on that topic. I've been watching the Mass Access Board. I get emails. And I've seen nothing for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe, on this topic. But this is the one that video streaming over the same wire is not giving us any share of their revenue. And they're trying to put it through. We're not the only state trying to do it. Other states have done it successfully. Did you shut Faith
Don't-
off?
Nope, nope, I'm just looking,
Faith, you
turn
still
the
there?
microphone up higher. I was thinking of
Oh.
turn- I think you can turn it up.
I can do it.
There was something else. I'm trying to find it.
Did you turn your video off, Faith? Because you disappeared.
Oh, no, what I did was, I was looking for something in the minutes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're back. Thank you.
That makes it louder.
There was something that I wish I could find it now. In the minutes that didn't make sense. It was a bullet point. So I can't give you a number. But I can always bring it up at the next meeting, I guess, if it's,
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all you had? Anyone else have anything on the minutes?
Move to accept the minutes as amended.
And seconded.
Any further discussion? Excuse me. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Arg.
I,
That's 3 ayes and 1 R.
Hey, I'm writing and talking, so.
Yeah.
he's a pirate.
And he can chew gum too. at the same time.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
but then that's the walk, you know. not a
Oh,
truck.
no.
Okay, we're looking for committee nominations, but without Jeff being here, I guess we can still do them except for one thing. If he's nominated to carry on as secretary, he has to agree to it before you can vote on it.
Thought that was the idea of people missing, but that's how you can nominate them.
Well,
It's
that's-
always worked in
that's
committees
right.
I've been on.
We can have him pending his approval.
Okay. Oh,
You can say it is, we
Mr.
nominate him
Mr. Charter, right,
pending his approval.
okay,
And at the next meeting, he says, yes, I agree, and then it's fine.
okay,
Because you could nominate, well, you can only nominate the people on the committee.
right.
Right, so you can just say pending approval.
Okay. So how do we want to do this? I find this confusing.
I will nominate Steve Walker as the chairperson.
I'll
Thank you.
second that.
Second,
Okay,
Okay,
all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye,
that's a quorum even if I don't vote, but I said, yes.
yeah,
okay.
The secretary.
I would like to put my name in for vice chairman.
Okay. I'll nominate Pete Lincoln for vice chairman.
second,
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
I nominate Jeff as secretary.
second,
Okay. Pending his approval at our next meeting.
Right.
And I'll write that down. Pending
yes,
his approval. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Is there anyone else?
No, there's just those three positions.
Okay. I didn't
Okay,
write down who did all the.
so thanks to everybody. Thanks for your service, Faith. You're still on the committee, so keep showing up.
Good luck with your knees,
Thank you.
and maybe you'll be able to throw a football afterwards.
Yeah,
I never could throw one before, so
Oh, yeah, but maybe now,
yeah,
a new
maybe-
career.
Maybe it was.
that's true, right, after Tom Brady, yeah.
Okay, managers monthly report.
Okay, this is Joe McLaughlin speaking, and the activities in June are not in priority order, but just to recap, YouTube had a copyright problem. We were banned from uploading to YouTube for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I spoke to our music vendor and insisted it was their problem. We went back and forth. They didn't think it was their problem, but they ended up resolving the strike and having the strike removed. However, I am not inclined to stream channel 8 to YouTube anymore, just because these sort of things can happen. And I don't want any more strikes. We will, however, continue to upload meetings to YouTube so people can watch them. But that's the situation with YouTube.
But I thought we picked that music supplier for the very reason
Right,
that they claimed if somebody said you can't do that, that they would stand up and be counted.
right. And that was my thoughts too. So I think we need to rethink the vendor.
Well, we can either do that.
There was such a cost difference between
Yeah,
this
the other one.
vendor and the other one.
Yes,
That's why.
Could we carry on doing it and see if we get one more strike and then they're out?
one more strike and we're out.
What do you mean, completely out or just 2 weeks? This
No, I
one's-
think it's like a
This one's
month or
been
6
removed,
months or something crazy.
But this one was removed,
Finally removed, yes.
so,
I haven't followed up with the music vendors yet. I went on vacation.
well, that's important as well.
Right, I'll follow up with them.
Would you, if it's all possible, get in writing somewhere or find in the file you already have when we bought it, that's their job, because I'm annoyed if we're paying for this and the one thing we particularly wanted, they failed us on. So I find that abysmal.
Well, their target audience, their target clients are people who are gonna use their music for videos.
Yeah,
And so they can, if there was a strike on a video that we posted, they could target it and take care of it. But this was background music.
right.
And so it wasn't that easy to target what the violation was,
Oh.
Which song was the violation?
which song was the violation.
Oh.
So I need to follow up with them.
Would you please?
Yes.
Because we're being recorded, slightly annoyed.
Right, right.
Mhm.
As am I.
I mean, that's ridiculous if they sold it to us because they knew what we wanted it for, I believe.
Yes,
But it's, we do have other solutions. I've got at least 4 CDs, which are royalty free.
Mhm.
We could make our own track out of, buy some more of those. They weren't even very much, each of them. Like 10 or 15 bucks each. You buy a dozen of them, put your own track together that's 23 hours so that it
yeah,
progresses.
yeah,
Then you have it for all those songs because that's the way it comes. And it's particularly for things like that.
right. Well, we do have to look into doing that or getting a
Yeah.
new vendor if I'm not satisfied with their
Okay.
answers when I talk to them.
Give them a go if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Not at all.
Steve, excuse me.
Are we under contract to them, Joe? And if so, for how long?
Through December.
Okay.
Is there a minimum of a song that you can use without copyright?
Yep.
How many seconds?
30 to 45 seconds. You can stretch it to 45, but
Okay,
it's officially 30
I asked that
seconds.
because you
It's
can
called
use,
fair use.
Fair use.
because you can use 40 words of a book or poem.
Oh, is that right?
Yes,
It's,
Yeah.
it is 30 seconds, because I ran into this with some.
I think there
Well-
might be some.
30
little
seconds, you
snippet.
can go 45, more than 45, and it's definitely wrong.
But it's supposed to be.
How about if they're using a piece of a music for an ad?
You'll notice on TV, a lot of the songs are less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they get that.
I'm not sure if it's fair
Oh,
use.
that's
Well, and
explains
a
it.
commercial, if it's commercial, they have to pay for a license.
Right.
They have to pay the people.
This is really for
Um,
people studying music, who are putting together a set of these. And each individual, you can do it for videos.
I
as
can
well.
do longer sections if I'm teaching a class in Baroque music. I can do a longer section. I cannot do a complete section, but I can do a longer
Oh,
section.
can you? I didn't know that.
But it has to be.
What
to the
about-
Specific audience.
Yeah.
And it's not going out to the
It's not
public.
Public, right?
But if you're writing a book and you want to quote someone,
Yeah,
40 words.
and the credit.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that matters,
right.
right?
Or we're meeting.
What about music in the public domain?
You can use that as much as you want. For example, there are Bach things and Haydn things that are in the public domain. You can use whatever you want as long as you want.
Except for one thing. The orchestra that did them may have the copyright.
That's correct.
Right.
to their
Oh,
way of
okay.
doing- We run into this at the church all the time.
yes.
Yes.
Historians
No,
treating
In
our
fact,
service.
that
Talking
makes sense.
Baseball has a warning for copyright on it. They didn't give me a strike, but it's always comes up with a warning, even though you use less than 45 seconds.
A lot less. Yeah.
Right. It still comes up with a warning.
yeah.
Is that?
Hmm.
the introductory
songs do
music
they
or
use?
something?
Yeah, Stock Watson.
Take Me Out to the Ball
Ball.
Game by Doc
Oh.
Stock
Watson.
Watson.
So
Yes,
someone
yes.
from Doc Watson can use it differently.
You want me to whistle it for you?
It's 30 seconds.
Oh, much less.
Less.
It's just a credit.
So they're warning you that don't use anymore.
Okay,
In fact, remember a few times we used other songs at the
Yes.
end, just for the heck of it.
yeah,
I think the song's theme song is part of the show.
right,
You hear that, it's showtime.
right.
It's like Archie Bunker,
You know what?
Archie Bunker song. You know,
Right.
that's kind of.
I would suggest to you to contact the artist.
He's
And
dead,
ask,
long dead.
oh, he's long dead. No, but someone
Well,
owns
should
that.
the
be something
record
about
company
that.
owns it.
Yeah.
It
Contact
gives
them.
me the record company
Well,
that
then
owns it.
give it-
Or is,
give
come
it
to
to
Vanguard, it's Vanguard Records. That's what it was from.
I have to look it up
Yeah.
on,
He was on
YouTube.
2, 3 labels. I think that cut was on.
But
Vanguard.
often, if you contact them and say, look, this is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna use 20 seconds for a show we're doing with public access, they can then give you permission. Or they can say, you know what, give us $20 and fine.
Okay.
You know what, if you're concerned about it, contact,
well, it's allowing me to upload it. It's just giving me a warning,
right,
but
someone has
Well, now,
noticed.
I'm confused now because the record label's dead. No longer exists. Vanguard
Someone owns
Records.
it.
no, but the family may own it. Or the
Yes.
estate.
I know the family's address.
But someone owns the rights to that recording.
How
It
do I
is not-
find that out?
I can tell you on, if I look it up on YouTube, it'll tell me the company that owns the
Oh,
rights.
Okay.
Okay,
Those CDs that I bought have a whole bunch of, they do a track which is like 10 seconds, then a 20-second, then a 60-second, then a full version. And some of the ones I've got are actually for sports programming. It's like a fanfare type. Now, it's not as relevant as what you're trying to do, but they're royalty free. So it might avoid the problem. But let's go through the steps here, though. Thank
okay.
you.
All right. Emily Botkin has resigned as of July 9th. And I did the separation of employment paper on the 12th. So that's bittersweet. I am working to contact 2 of the videographers who have been inactive to find out if they're going to stay with us or not. And this will, depending on what they do, if they decide not to stay on with us, then that opens up 2 more slots to hire videographers. We're pretty short right now. In June, we did 3 graduations, Lunenburg High School, Lunenburg Middle School, and Turkey Hill Elementary School. All running on the Education Channel 99. We hired Dan Seminator. I forget the date. It was, no, I do remember the date. It was the 14th of June. Well, I went to the Personnel Committee the 14th of June. He was hired the the following week.
He was already working for us, so it was a promotion. Right?
He was volunteering with us.
Oh, he's volunteering, okay.
Yeah. We premiered Kayla's stories. Kayla likes to do little vignettes and informational things about people in the community.
That's
And
good.
it was well received, and she's working on a couple of more stories now. So,
That's really good. I love that.
yeah. I received a request from Dave McDonald regarding a hard of hearing member of the sewer committee. I have 3 options. The lowest option being $289. The middle option is $999. And the most expensive is $1,767. These would all enhance the audio for the person who is hard of hearing.
So it doesn't do closed captioning?
We don't do closed captioning.
No, I know, but there are automated systems that do that.
Okay,
So,
well, I don't see the need to do that.
because I think he comes in by Zoom, this guy, right?
No, he's on the stage.
Oh, okay.
So we have to decide. I received information from John Dextrace on the $999 one. And the other 2, the $289 and the $1,767, I received that information from Travis. So I would need to research this a little bit more. And also get the committee's thoughts on what they would like to do.
Is this?
I
like
have a question.
that you
Um,
said that picked
Is
up?
there any cost sharing that could be done with the town's commission on disabilities?
That would be fantastic, because I really like the $1,700 option.
Uh-huh.
Should be.
So I can check into that.
Yeah, and there should be a disabilities position within the town government. I was that for the city of Medford. And then we had advisory boards. So, this should be, someone is designated for that, I'm sure, for ADA purposes, and may have some budget.
Okay, I will check with the town on that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Is the unit a single person unit?
The $1,700 one is a 1-person unit. The $289 one is a 4 belt pack receivers, which the transmitter we would put in the control room, and it would wirelessly pick up the audio. That's 4 people. And I believe the $999 one, I'm not sure. The photo looks like there's 4.
Okay.
But we would only need 1 at a time. I can't see.
Well, no, if you've got 2 people who are hard of hearing in them.
Yeah.
And the one I'm familiar with, I don't know the name of it, was an infrared one. So you flood the room with infrared. That just means the transmitter has to be outside the control room. It's no big deal. I'm wondering if the 279 for 4 people is not a huge risk just to go ahead, buy it and try it. Quite honestly, because if it works, then the
Right.
problem goes away. If
Yeah.
we feel we need the 1799 and that only deals with one person, then I think we need to find other funding. But if the committee's good for
Can
less
you
than
speak
300
louder, Steve?
the committee's good with the one for less than $300 and it does 4 people, I think we should just go for it.
Yeah,
I would agree with that sentiment. Only because as we move on, more and more people are gonna be hard of hearing.
True, true.
Um,
Thank you for that, Steve.
No, I'm thinking of the 30-somethings.
Have you know- have
They're
you
all
know-
deaf.
You
They're all
notice
deaf.
rates now.
This doesn't work with hearing aids. This is just for people who have a hard time hearing, correct?
I have to check into that. But that was recommended by Travis, so,
Mhm.
For $300, let's do it.
yeah.
play, And if it. isn't the best thing in-
289,
289.99.
99.
Okay.
All right,
So
well,
I make a motion that, that we purchase a device to help enhance the hearing of those who have a hearing disability for the amount not to exceed $500.
yeah,
Good
just,
thing, good job.
I'm reading fingers,
no, well, that gives,
That gives
Yeah.
Joe flexibility.
tax
you
and
never
everything.
know.
Oh, they'll tax it, they'll put shipping on it.
No,
All right, I'll
Yeah.
there
second,
should be no
I'll
tax.
second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say either R or I.
Aye.
Aye.
Arg.
okay, that, just a note on that. I do not have the FY 22 POs set up yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting for Karen to do the budget, the enterprise fund budget, to put it into the line items, et cetera. So this may take a week or two. And I have to send an open PO off to B&H as well.
Mhm.
So I've been working on the financials, getting my PO line items set up, getting, preparing for the POs that have to be done, as well as working on my spreadsheets to make sure that everything is all set for FY 22. That's been taking me quite a bit of time. So, this isn't an overnight purchase. I have to get my ducks in a row.
Okay.
So I don't know when the next sewer committee meeting is, but it may not be available for then.
But we're moving forward. I got an
Yes.
email from Dave
I
McDonald
did
as
too.
well, so, or maybe all of us got it.
Hearing fix.
If this is the case, I need to know what it is we're buying. And I need to respond to him because as chair, I got
You
an
need this
email
page?
from him. You can print another, right?
Sure, I can.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Everybody good? Moving right along?
Yeah. I am going to have Travis come in and do one-on-one TriCaster training. He did come in early in FY 21 with a group of people trying to train them, and it just didn't work. It was too many people and it's too complicated. So I'm going to set up some one-on-ones with Travis and Dan Seminator, Travis and perhaps Eric, Travis and John and so forth. The TriCaster is greatly underused and I've had some issues with it. We need to get up to speed on that. So I'm gonna have him come in for one-on-ones.
Okay.
Terrific.
In July, we did the wall that heals over in Townsend. the opening ceremony of that. And then we did the closing ceremony, a remembrance ceremony. We also just started the band concerts, and I also have the Hickory Hills Boat Parade up. So that's July. One thing that was delayed due to issues and me being on vacation was the production technician.
Mm,
We need to get moving on that, and I'll talk to Julie about that.
Good. thank
Yeah.
you.
And the news, I know I said it was being developed last month. It is now not being developed. It proved to be too much for Eric to do. Yeah, he didn't get any assistance with it. I think
How's he doing?
how is he doing?
Wasn't there problems with his son?
Oh, his son is fine.
Oh, yes,
He's fine now. I think Eric had complicated and very rich content that he wanted to do. Maybe we can pare that down and make it a little bit easier, but right now it's on hiatus until we can get it managed. And I believe that's all I have.
Would our new senior videographer work with him and make some sense or not?
Well, right now I have to train the senior videographer to work on Castus and get him
Okay.
up to date on TriCaster.
Okay, step by step, that's good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
really need him to step up. I'd like all the videographers to know Castus. So working on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any financial numbers like?
Oh, yes, sorry. Our financial numbers,
Or Brooke?
We reached 1 million yet?
not quite yet. As you can see from the first page, those are the final total numbers for the fiscal year. The ending balance is, well, I believe the ending balance is 857, 150.98. And actually, there were 2 expenses that are not going to be realized until FY21 is closed. So it's going to happen in FY22, but it's actually, the expenses will hit in July, and they're for $1,321. So we're,
Does that mean this number changes, the 857? Or is this where we're at? I need to know where to start from when we do this again.
I have to confirm with Karen, but I think it's the 857.
Okay, let's presume it is for now, thank you.
Yes. Page 2. It's nothing unusual on here, just a consultant fee. And B&H was $857. That accounts for new batteries I had to buy and new battery chargers. It was expensive. Going to skip the town financial report, but you can check my numbers against that. As far as the calendar is concerned, June, you can see what we worked on. As I mentioned, we did a lot of graduations. And actually the 27th of June, you can cross that out. Scott missed the memorial, the police and fire memorial. He was supposed to cover that and didn't. Other than that, there's nothing unusual there. And as you can see from July, we're pretty busy. I don't actually have all the meetings on there yet. But I will when they come up. The last page is the program analysis. The final number for percentages of shows that are local and that are downloaded or shared 30% was local. Excuse me, 70% was access share or downloads and program shares.
Is that for the whole year or for the month?
That's for the whole year.
Okay, good. Thank you.
And I took a look at June 2020, FY 20. And we had 64% local and 36% access share. So we lost 50% ground on or more on local programming.
Some of that was COVID related.
Yeah,
Well, the June 2020 FY 20 numbers are larger than this fiscal year 21's final numbers, because we did a lot of work early in FY 20, and then when COVID came, it really slowed down.
Right.
So, I guess, the total number of shows for this year, FY 21, was 91 shows. And in FY 20, it was 140 shows. So, that's a pretty big gap. But it was the FY 21 this year was definitely COVID related.
mhm.
Any questions?
Anyone have anything
Um,
else to go?
Do you think they'll be doing the cardboard boat race? I know that's something in August that we usually cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have someone cover that.
If they're still having it.
Right, right.
I mean, that's part of the problem. If there aren't public events, then we can't cover them. So,
Right.
We'll just put up a black screen.
Well, I encourage videographers to do projects. Right now, Kayla's the only one doing a project, but the town manager asked me a couple of months ago about doing a safety center feature with the police and fire, which we've done once, but it should be updated. So I'm going to see if our senior videographer can work on that.
It's a PSA, you mean,
It's a feature.
just a town interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So I still have to talk to the senior videographer about that.
now the Forks over Fitchburg, that was,
Pardon?
I saw that in the report, the Forks over Fitchburg.
Yes.
Is there something that we could do like forks over Lunenburg or knives or spoons?
Well, I'm a little short-staffed right now, although a few people could probably do projects. I don't know if we have enough restaurants in town to
Anymore, yeah.
make it worthwhile.
Well,
mean,
maybe it wouldn't have to be just restaurants. Maybe we could do something like businesses, small businesses or something.
Yeah, as long as we don't promote them, that's the only thing.
Yeah, or farms.
Yep,
Or-
Kayla did a thing on a farm in her Kayla's stories. She did a small feature on the alpaca farm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, and she can work some of those things into her program.
Sounds good.
Okay, anybody got anything else to go?
Joe, is she doing anything on the streets, the sidewalks they're putting in now?
No,
That'd be a good thing to do.
yeah, let me talk to her.
That'd be a great thing. Finally,
And the bridges they keep taking out. I can't get here from Pleasant Street. I'm the wrong side of the bridge. I have to go all the way around.
all right.
You're gonna do a bridge near me.
It'll be a while.
They said 2.5 months. This is just for the Pleasant Street Bridge, not the 2A bridge. Okay, anything else for Joe? Hearing none. We could move on to the next thing on the agenda, which I can't find. That's my
Studio
well-organized
space. Studio
papers.
space.
Okay, does anyone have anything to say on studio
Yes,
space?
a lot.
Okay,
Um, I almost wish we could have Dave come in and talk because he knows real estate so well.
there's no reason we don't.
His suggestion is we build our own studio
Okay.
and we can get grants for that.
Can we?
And he said Stone Farm would be available and several plots on Chase Road.
We're not a 501c3, so grants are usually for nonprofits. Although we
Mhm.
try for grants, but that's really the nonprofit world. He's thinking Salvation Army, he's thinking
Yeah.
nonprofit. So it's not like they're not out there, but 90% of them are for 501c3s.
Mhm.
Oh, we could build one regardless.
Yeah.
I think building our own would be the wisest way to go. Otherwise, we're gonna be squirreling around trying to find someplace,
I absolutely understand that.
and it's gonna be a long time before this building becomes.
Right. But we'd have to do
Yeah.
a whole business plan in terms of cost of building, real estate taxes, maintenance, utilities, all that kind of stuff. And find
Is
out
there,
how much in our 200.
is there town land?
Excuse me?
Is there town land we could use?
No. You'd have to purchase the land.
Yeah, but the town has land
Yeah, you'll
that
pay.
because of taxes that haven't been paid and things like that. Like that gas station.
Oh, he suggested Stone Farms property has gone down, so it will be available for us to buy. That's the
And
best
the
place.
idea
I think that's already been
There's
purchased
no parking there. It's right on the street.
Fucking-
and it's been purchased already.
No, it
It
hasn't.
has?
No, it hasn't.
Yes.
No,
It's not been purchased. It was going to be a variety store. And they,
No, there was someone who purchased it and hasn't done anything with the land yet, but it was supposed to turn into condos.
I haven't heard about that.
I also heard that a permit had been applied for to demolish it.
Yes,
So that has been done.
I heard
So
that too.
you're talking about it being a piece of land.
Yes, oh, yes.
Oh, I thought you meant the building.
No, 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 no.
It would have to be assessed,
Oh, no.
especially because it's antique,
Yeah.
power loads,
Yeah.
stuff like that, lighting.
No, not use the building. Demolish that.
Demolish.
Oh, after demolished?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's a spot which would be great for us.
Yeah.
Center of town.
Yeah,
He said there's also properties available fairly cheaply on Chase Road.
Mhm.
Now, he's the one that knows real estate.
He's welcome
But,
to come to one of our
He
meetings
was,
and talk
he
to us.
was quite forceful, but that's the path we should be trying to.
Yeah,
take.
I wouldn't disagree, except I'm not sure we have enough money, but let's have a look and see what we can do.
So it's okay if I invite him to come to one of our meetings?
Well, I was going to, because I have to respond to him on
Oh,
the hearing
okay,
aid thing.
Great, great, you do it.
So, and generally, that would be the appropriate process.
Now, tell me if he's wrong here. He said also, because we are a tenant of the town, we can charge when the town asks us to take things. Is
well,
that right or wrong?
we used to charge, or we used to pay a videographer who did the school committee out of the school committee budget. But we haven't done that in years.
Could we?
As an enterprise fund, I don't know,
I don't think we can, because we're a town department.
right?
Yeah.
Why are we paying rent?
Good question. We're still a town department. I don't
Yeah.
know the answer for that.
That doesn't make
But
sense.
bear in mind, it's not a commercial rent. It's $500 a month for this whole space.
6,000 a year.
Right. You're not gonna find that in a commercial building.
No,
But
Well, that's why I was talking about
You can
town
get into it,
property,
they rent.
since we are considered a town
I know.
department.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you. I'm sorry, what was I just putting some other stuff.
I can hardly hear you guys.
What? Can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Hey, what? I can't hear you. Sorry, I was going to respond to what was the other subject? It's this thing and what was the other?
Real estate.
Oh, to come to a meeting.
Yes.
Okay. I forget things very easily.
I think he'd be glad to. He was.
No, I'm fine with
He's
that.
been very interested in Pacc and helped
Yeah.
out. a lot
He's
of-
never mentioned any of this stuff to me.
Yeah.
And I see him a lot.
Well,
The real problem is we have $900, $900,000.
Almost.
And yeah, I'm
he talked to
rounding.
me about 2 hours, but I don't know real estate.
No, I'm
Except
just
I know.
surprised he never mentioned it to me.
No, I'm a guy. It's the guy stuff. Oh,
Erase that bit. Okay, anyone have anything else for Joe? And for space, I mean. Oh, I'm sorry. Been a long day. Okay, hearing none, we can move on. Can you hold that so Joe can see it? That's a picture of an owl in use. So the person to the left is the bishop of the church that I'm in. He was in Canada. The picture on the right has two pieces to it. The top part is a 360 view as the owl picks it up. We just put it in the middle of the room amongst all the people. The lower part of it is the picture that the owl has decided is the loudest or most obnoxious, I don't know quite how it works, person. Typically, it's the loudest person. And if you look at the top thin picture, you'll see the screen is at both edges. That's just the one screen, so it's a full 360. And if you look round about in the middle, you'll see the guy that's in the bigger picture below. And it does this automatically. So what I don't know at the moment is if Governor Baker is going to go on, he hasn't said it yet that I've seen, that even in the future, you have to have Zoom access or equivalent virtual access for meetings for the public. And he's thinking about making that permanent, which means we have to deal with it. And this looks like a way that works sensibly. You have a laptop, you have the owl box thing, put it in the middle of the table. And most of what it does is automatic. However, it does need setting up, and I don't know how simple that is, because the guy who set this one up is one of the developers of it, somebody I know through our church. So that's where it stands, but I haven't heard, you haven't seen anything either?
Heather sent something out that I was going to speak to her about, how they're allowing committees to continue with Zoom.
Right. this-
But I'm not
I
sure
thought
what the
he had-
government,
I thought Baker had said through December, the legislature had said through December.
I
or the
can,
fall
con-
sometime.
I can
But he
confirm
was
that.
looking into making that permanent.
Hmm.
So before we move on the owl, I guess we need to observe carefully what the legislature's up to.
Yes.
Well,
Unless,
so far, the governor wants it to continue till next spring, the open meeting law.
who does?
The Commonwealth, through the governor's office, they mentioned that, by state law,
Right,
The-
that's only to December is our understanding.
I think it's been extended to the spring.
Could be.
Okay, but the question is, do we want to try getting one, see how it works? Do we want to invest in one? Needs a laptop as well. I guess we have laptops all over the place.
I asked my stockbroker about it. He looked it up.
Well, what,
Selling well, but you can't buy stock in it yet.
Oh, no, I believe it's a private company.
Yeah.
And the other concern I've got with it, I don't know how big a company it is, but if this becomes law in various states. This seems to me to be an excellent solution. And I have no idea if they have the ability to make more than 3 of them. I just don't know. I can check with Tom, my contact there. So at this point, am I hearing that basically we'll observe and listen to what the legislature's up to
Right,
and not do
right.
anything with it for the moment?
I'll check with Heather,
Okay,
see what her take on everything is.
okay, that would be good.
All I can
Yeah,
All
Faith,
I can say is that I can't hear you very well, and I think anyone from the public would be very frustrated trying to watch this meeting. And, we may need mics around the table for the next meeting.
okay, that's not to do with the owl.
Well, what does the owl do?
The owl deals with all of that. It has a phase array microphone that steers inside its box to point at the loudest person.
Yeah, then that sounds good.
If
Hmm.
what
You
we're
have a mic
doing
input,
doesn't
yeah.
work well,
Probably not.
we can put an external,
Perhaps I have to check the other side.
yeah, we can put an external mic on it.
So you know the person who's developing this.
One of the team, yeah.
Can I make a suggestion that if they're looking for a nonprofit
Beta test.
beta test for government,
Ah,
Lunenburg is a wonderful place to test this kind of a thing. It's small.
okay.
It's not like we're the city of Boston and it's thousands of people in the meeting. We have meetings of 5 people with 4 in the attendance.
This, I believe, is good for a meeting with, maybe a dozen people around the table.
Right.
I don't
But-
think it would do a town meeting.
But as we're looking into whether this is going to become long-term, is there a way that you could say, look, there's a possibility this is going to be long-term, maybe in some other states. We're willing to beta test it
Yeah.
for you in a government town,
Okay,
public access
I
situation.
can talk to him, yeah.
That's a good idea.
Can we try
I
it
like
out?
that.
That's a great idea.
And then we're in
Mhm.
and they can then use it to fix
Yeah.
issues.
I kind of hoped he had one in his back pocket. He was saying,
Okay.
Good
But-
luck, Steve.
But that might be,
I'll talk to him, and see if we can be.
they have to
help
test
him.
it somewhere.
Well, it's on the market already,
Yeah,
It's on
it
the
is,
market.
yeah.
but I don't know how big the company is.
Right,
and
okay.
I don't know how much development is going on, if
I
the one
understand.
that's on the market isn't as good as they would really like yet. And that's why Tom's involved with DSP.
Okay.
So- Okay, so I'll talk to Tom and we won't do anything else. You'll talk to Heather. And if it turns out this is headed to be a long-term requirement, we should buy one of that.
Right.
They come in various price ranges. I've seen from 1,000 up to 2,000,
Yeah.
I think.
When I saw it was 2000.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, anybody have anything else? The next meeting I have
Okay.
scheduled on a separate piece of paper.
I'd
which-
just like to say that Thursday is a terrible night
Oh,
for
no,
me to meet.
we don't.
Well,
want to
this
do
was
that.
because
I
of the
know.
4th of July and all that.
So the 2nd of August, does anyone know what day of the week that is?
You still have concerts?
Well,
like that
well,
on?
what about your band concerts,
I
Steve?
will have a concert, so I won't be there.
But it's not the last one.
No, the
wouldn't-
12th is the
the one
last
12th,
one,
so
and
we
this-
can't-
the rain date is the 16th. That's all right.
So
So
it's just one. But you missed
Yeah.
this meeting.
I will miss it August 2nd.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay,
September, I'm fine.
so any further objections? I'm sorry. August the 2nd is a Monday then is what I'm hearing.
Is it?
Yep,
6
is.
o'clock. At the studio. Would you be available to come to the studio, Faith, or not?
I don't know if I can walk that far. I'm really having trouble.
Okay, so Joe, can we set up? Well, no, Jeff needs to set up, so we still have Zoom access into our meeting.
Well, you have to anyway because of the public,
I think it's an option, it's not a requirement.
no, I think it's a requirement.
Okay. No, I don't think anyone else in the town's doing it.
I will talk to Heather about that.
Okay, so whatever the answer is, would you be so kind as communicate it to Jeff as well?
Yeah, I said need to set up Zoom for me.
Okay, at which point I will entertain a
Move
motion.
to adjourn.
Second.
No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye. Okay, thank you, Faye.
thank
Faye.
you.
I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
Do you need to take one of
Yes,
those?
I do. Thank you.
You want to take two? Oh.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
Page one.
Good to see you.
You too.
I'll get that up in a couple of days.
Time for a single.
And I will